Hello, we are back! Dragon time! And we have an NPC I'm really excited for because the Matron of the Moon is honestly one of the first Dragon Lords I designed, and she's cool. Am I biased? Yes, I like this NPC. But yeah.
Currently have 80.
Hello!
Nearly
I have
there.
87
Hi.
because I rolled
Hi.
like garbage on my hit die. I only rolled a 3.
Numbers.
Numbers
Yep.
indeed. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are we all today?
Roll,
Very
roll 20 for
accomplished.
being a brat on my end. Hopefully we can play.
As
Yeah.
someone who uses Roll20 for the streams, Roll20 is a piece of shit. The only reason I use it is that it's free.
Might I suggest? No.
Yeah, are we ready to dive back into the game?
Ret 2, go.
Yep.
Heck
Yep.
yeah.
Alright. Last time on Tipping the Scales, the party rested and recovered after their little pirating adventure raid. Ember kind of trying to process what they did, took a walk in the early morning where he met a strange woman who ended up being a very powerful dragon lord looking for an item that had been intercepted by the Gilded Wave. Ember also, to avoid a conflict breaking out, snuck into the Gilded Wave's lair, stole the item and a few others, and the party was cast out with the protection of the Matron of the Moon. At that, we zoom back into the party. I think what we do for it is it's the evening after you've made your travel for the day. So we'll move you guys here. I'm imagining there's probably a fire set up, Susil having joined you all. And the matron has set up this item, unfolding the disc, and all around you all is an illusory projection of a starry night. With the stars so close you can touch them and walk through them. What's everyone's reaction?
Mild interest. This isn't something that he's seen before, so he's curious and would like to see more, and just wanders around through it trying to gather exactly what he can see. Basically just learn more information, basically. But it's not like intense fascination. It's just, oh, that's neat.
Ember, his reaction is intense fascination. This is definitely something that's very interesting and also just very pretty. Can I just like roll investigation just to see like if I like get anything else from that, or if I'm just in awe of the shininess?
Yeah, you can definitely roll investigation.
Okay. I clicked on my computer. It may or may not load. I don't know. Should I just roll manually?
Yeah. Oh,
There we
I had
go.
the blue.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is definitely a very small enchantment that is setting up this magical effect. That's basically projecting these points of light into the surrounding area as through an illusion spell.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just gonna walk through admiring it. How does Ginger react?
Ginger, I think, is like, oh, this is also neat, and just tail wagging, looking around.
Happy dog.
Yeah. Tries to chomp on some of the lights that are close down to her and chase them around. How about Mina and Emi?
Looks nice.
Eni would be would really be being attention. Wouldn't be paying attention. There we go. More to her surroundings. More. It seems like something else is kind of preoccupying her. Just as she's just nonchalantly kind of just while walking, kind of twisting her fingers around with some shadow magic. As she's something seems to be on her mind.
All right. Susil.
And what's Susil's reaction?
I was just about to say that. He just kind of looks at it neutrally, like, this is a thing.
I think Ember is going to ask, like, more specifically what it is, so.
This is...
Well, you kind of see the gist of it here. It projects the night sky and the stars. I honestly just think it is beautiful.
I agree. And honestly, what other reason does it need to have?
Exactly.
Yeah. Ember would be able to see that Jared gives like a... It's not any, like, he doesn't like make a face, but there's just like a little bit of a... He disagrees, but he keeps the comments to himself kind of expression. Like,
He
you're welcome
registers
to your
that and
opinion.
doesn't care.
Yeah. It's like, everyone's welcome to their own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have any scenes for the evening?
I have a couple things. First one isn't a scene. First, can I roll insight on Susil and why he is still hanging around the group? Because this is basically because here's the thing. Miranda has a lot of suspicions about Susil, especially thinking about the scene at the end of last episode. And I'm just trying to gauge what Ember's level of uneasiness would be, since it wouldn't be 0, but like I'm not sure exactly where it would fall. So that's kind of what that's for, is just determining that baseline. So
Yeah, you can do that.
all right.
You want to
Vibe
make
check.
a
Ooh.
persuasion or deception check. Oh, 17. He's doing a good job of hiding it. But you can sense that, like, you've picked up for a while that he's very cold and very calculated.
He doesn't even pet Ginger, and even Jared pets Ginger.
Yeah, exactly. He is... I would say you would probably pick up that he's keeping an eye on you all.
I think with that, Ember's making a note to keep an eye on him.
And Mina is passively paying attention to things per usual. 15 passive perception, 18 passive insight. She's going to notice something at some point, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I think with Ember is definitely going to share what he got from his insight check with Mina. So it's basically just say it's like, any idea why he's still with us?
Yeah, it is odd that he's still with us. Could have just left without anything happening to him when everything went down.
It's just me. I feel like he's watching us. I think we should watch him back.
I don't disagree.
And with that, I'm gonna have Ember go over to the matron. What's she doing?
She's just kind of taking in the sights, admiring it, and she's taking a bit of a joy in showing you all this thing that she's had commissioned that she finds beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And that she's finally gotten to see for herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's gonna just... Is she in her human form or dragon form?
Human form.
Or her elven form?
She's in her elven form.
Okay. Inky's gonna say, may I sit with you?
Oh, of course.
So, okay, this might be a bit silly, a bit of a stretch. So you've been around for a while, and I imagine you know a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So could I run something by you to see if you have any insight on what it could possibly be?
Of course.
Okay. Okay, so when I have this kind of, I don't know exactly how to describe it, but I have this like state I can go in when I'm in a fight where it just kind of where I kind of just don't think about anything. I can just go on instinct, and I can just go for it. But recently, every time that happens, there have been things that happen, like sometimes there are vines that sprout from the ground, sometimes I'm able to shoot light. I don't know if there's anything else that could happen. It's random every time, but I was able to find that because I was also able to sense magical things, and used to have a little bit of spellcasting ability, but that hasn't been. I haven't been able to do that for a while, so I was wondering if you had any idea of any sudden magical abilities showing up that you know about.
Could you?
I know I'm not explaining it very well.
Could you give me a demonstration?
Okay. And I'm just gonna stand back, and I guess I'll burn a rage on this. Let's. So I'm gonna rage, and I'm gonna roll a d8. Oh, it's the 5 again, which I think is the I think is actually the worst one to demonstrate, because I think that's the when someone hits me with an attack roll, they take damage. So I think that happens, and then he realizes what it is, and think it's. Can I just burn another rage to see if I get a different one?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, I think it's like, okay. Sorry. I think that one wasn't helpful. Let's try this again. Okay. 7! Okay, that's the vines. So yeah, so vines, shoot up from the ground around him. So. And he's gonna move around to demonstrate that this is happening kind of in his area.
Quite fascinating. I do not know of this. My daughter might. She takes after her mother. My mates. But I do not know of this myself. I do apologize.
Oh. I mean, it was worth a shot. I'm definitely keeping lots of notes on this. Apologies if I was bothering you with this.
You were not. Do not worry about that.
I guess it's ironic that at one point I was trying to study for perfect control over my surroundings, and now I lost that and have power again, but I have no control over this. And
that must be frustrating.
yeah. But it doesn't. Well, I don't seem to have control over what happens in the moment. I am able to still hear it once it comes up. So it's not.
That's good, at least.
It's not like it's, ripping a hole in the universe or anything.
Do you mind if she rolls an insight check?
Yes, we can.
Because that's a specific reference. 23!
Yeah, even a nat 20 on deception wouldn't save me.
I take it
Well.
that ripping a hole in the universe is something you have experience with?
Okay, so there was this one time where I was going home, and I don't know who these people are. That's not important. But one of them had this cube thing that was glowing, and I was trying to get away from them, but it wasn't. It, and he kind of touches his shoulder, but it went really, really wrong, and I thought, well, I'm probably gonna die right now, so maybe I can take some of these people with me. And so I took the cube and I threw it with a spell where it lets you throw something in that kind of there's like this energy shockwave that breaks both it and also can hurt anyone it hits. And I was like, maybe this will do something. And what it did was open a portal to the in-between. And I am a little concerned that that might also be why I have sudden abilities now.
I would definitely speak to my daughter about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I think it's gonna, so, it's gonna, like, flip through, like, his sketchbook and draw, like, his best approximation of what he thinks it originally looked like, because, you know, he doesn't remember perfectly because, you know, like, fear trauma, like, isn't good for getting perfectly detailed memories. And also the piece he had was very, very broken, so he was basically working off of those memories and that. So basically shows this, and it's like, I think that's what it looked like. I meant to try and look more into this a while ago, but I got sidetracked by other things.
My daughter would definitely know more about this than I would. I'm not so studied in the magical ways.
Who's your daughter?
She's a dragon of space. She, as I said, she takes after her mother due to the latter's unfortunate passing. It's her way of connecting. If you all accompany me to my territory, we'll get the chance to meet her.
Hope so. Thank you for listening to me about this. It's I'm just trying to do the best with what I have, but it's feels like since the day that happened, not just the event itself, but things before it, it's like everything's just been spiraling more and more out of control, and I keep just finding out that there are new consequences, and it's just, I don't know when it's going to stop.
The best we can do in those times is hold fast and force the world to listen to us instead.
Right. Thank you, matron, and I'm I'm glad I got that back for you, even though I know that not exactly on good terms with the Gilded Wave anymore, and I
With all due
don't think everyone necessarily appreciates what I did. It was on the reckless side.
With all due respect, though, you didn't seem too happy there personally.
Could you say that again?
With all due respect, you didn't seem too happy personally there.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. Sometimes I look at this group and I feel like I'm a little bit the odd one.
Sometimes it pays to be the odd one. I would know. Do you know how many Dragon Lords prefer to do things the peaceful way, much like you did? To prefer the arts and encourage their citizens to be all they can rather than holding on to the power. Many of my sublords are my children, but it's because I invest my power to them. The rest I similarly invest power to and trust. But don't take that for me letting my guard down. I rule with love first and foremost, and I hope to never rule with fear. And that is very admirable because it is the difficult way.
All right. And I think with that, I think he's gonna just go back to staying with her for a bit and just looking at the surroundings. I think he is gonna sketch the surroundings that they're in. So we can end the scene there.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any evening scenes?
After some time, Edie would walk up to Ember after they finish up their time with the matron.
Hey.
Hey.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm fine right now. Got paid. You provide me with a few extra things, so bit of a bummer that we don't have a steady income anymore, but hey,
Well,
that's how it goes.
looks like we gained a pretty good ally, though.
We'll see. But then she'll look over. If you don't mind, could I perhaps trouble you for some ginger?
Picks up dog, holds her up to Edie.
Nods. If you don't mind. Instead of reaching over to Ginger, though, where some light will shine down on Ginger, she'll reach down to where her shadow is and take a small little piece. This won't hurt. Thank you kindly. No worries. It
Can
won't
continue
hurt her at all.
with what you're doing. Okay.
Huh?
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah,
could you
I
repeat
think
that?
Ember's just... Oh yeah, sorry, we were talking over each other. Ember's confused by what he's doing, but is gonna like see what it does. Is just like, okay, bit odd, but continue.
All right. With that, she'll then begin taking the small piece of shadow and kind of just almost like a piece of clay, just molding it and just shaping it. And after a while, she forms it into this almost like small little dog itself, and then just with us just letting it go, drops right into her shadow. And after a bit of time, Ember, you would begin seeing some movement within Eni's shadow. There we go. Now it's working.
May I? What you're attempting to do?
Consider it some inspiration with you and Ginger. Thought I might want a little companion of my own.
Well, as long as they can get along, and we'll indicate Ginger. So
I think for the most part they should. But primarily I will probably be bringing her out for combat. So we'll see. It'll take a bit
Alright.
to get her trained enough.
any ideas on a name?
Yes, once you get to meet her, she'll be I'll be probably calling her Umbra. Now I'll be leaving it a surprise. So don't tell anyone.
All right. I won't say.
She gives a chuckle and then a wave.
Have a good night.
You
And
too.
As she's walking away, you can almost catch a glimpse of where her shadow is, of a few like back hind feet and a tail, kind of walking within her shadow.
All right. I think with that he's just gonna settle in unless Jared has anything to say. Okay. Any other scenes?
I think Mina's good.
All right. As everyone fades off into sleep, Eni, what is the nightmare that you have?
Oh, I love that question.
Blake. Would you mind elaborating just a little?
Yeah. What dream does Eni experience
Okay, gotcha.
in the night? That is not of Sona. Before Sona.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh,
So, Eni would experience, I would say, the feeling of struggling within an open sea, and just being, every time she manages to make it to the surface of this shadowy sea, just being dragged back down further and further, and her own strength being sapped. until eventually, by the time she wakes up, the light has disappeared and she is. I would say she kind of wakes up feeling even more exhausted.
All right. I am gonna need a favor from everyone real quick.
Okay.
Oh,
If you all
Alright.
could... How does this work? I'm trying out a new feature. Roll20's added. Where you can put your maps into... Yeah, how does this work? Aha. Less. There it is. That's how it works. No. Shit.
Oh no!
I have no idea how these file folders are supposed to work. If you all could put your tokens around the campfire, I already have Suso's token out there.
all right.
Okay.
What's the morning like
I
for
will
everyone?
try when Roll20 starts working.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
What's the morning like for everyone?
For Jared, the usual: wake up early, maintain equipment, get ready for a fight or travel.
Basically
Prepare.
the same for Mina.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, Ember definitely like takes some time to watch the sunrise and kind of just give himself just time to just breathe. And then we'll do similar to everyone else, but kind of gives himself enough times where it's like mornings are slower. So
Got it.
Mhm.
So everyone's...
I would say.
Go ahead.
I would just say Eni would essentially be just after being probably the last to rise, would just be doing inventory of her bag and her treasure.
mhm.
Yeah. All right. So, at that, the matron will approach you all. I do have the ability to teleport us to my home city. If you would like to go there, I do understand, however, if you would prefer to travel, especially since I do not have my reward for you on hand. But, however you would wish, I can take you all, including the snakes and this little cutie, as she gives Ginger some chin scritches.
I am more than happy to teleport, since our next destination was your territory and city to begin with. Will save us plenty of time.
Very
Anything
much
to get us
time.
out of the desert.
Very much time. It is very far away.
Saving time is always a benefit, in my opinion.
Alright then, in that case... And all of a sudden the sand starts to shift. And a mound about... Gotta pull my map up because I was on another tab. About here starts to form. What's everyone's initial reaction to that?
A nod.
Yeah, to be expected.
As coming out from the layers of sand, you see this monstrosity.
Oh,
Could I
wondrous.
could I do something?
Yes.
Okay. If it's okay to do this before what I'm guessing is combat starts. So with the level up, Ember has a new subclass ability, called Bolstering Magic, and I think he doesn't even realize he's doing this. But as stuff is going, he's just trying to just be aware of what's going on and is more heightened. And I think with that, he will activate it. And so for the next 10 minutes, I will add a D3 to all ability checks and attack rolls.
Perfect. Love it.
I'm allowed to justify that. Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, we'll drop into tempo as the undead monstrosity comes up from the sand.
All right. Well,
Okay.
for the before, Jared will. How far is this thing from me? About 25. Okay. He'll put his Hexblade's curse on this thing.
All right.
Right? And then additionally, let's see. Trying to do quick mental math in my head to figure out, would it be better to just blast it from a distance or go for a strike? This thing looks kind of ghostly. Well, is that ghostly? I don't know.
It is
You know what?
certainly
Nah.
undead.
Yeah. Jared is going to walk up to next to the thing, and then use his bonus action to use his one free casting of Divine Smite.
Because you are now using
and
the
then
2024 rules.
Yeah. I love the new toys in this toolbox. So would you like I will roll the attack first. Which will be this. Well, that's a 27.
Yep, that'll hit.
Oh, and because it's a 19, I have it hexbladed, so it's a crit.
Oh, damn!
Yeah!
And we're on
Okay.
Perkins crit rules, so max the damage and then the
Okay.
normal damage roll.
Also,
Okay.
I forgot to ask, when we leveled up, did we get like our spell slots and stuff back?
You would have taken a respite, so like you could have gotten some of them back, but
We
And
also
rest.
never figured out how many points
I-
or anything per spell slot.
for now, just take a long rest.
Okay.
All right. I will do that and then re-expend my use of the Hunter's Mark, or not Hunter's Mark, the Hexblade's Curse. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's 2d6 for the damage, plus 12 from the maximum, plus 3d8 radiant from the smite,
Is
plus
that
the
including-
maximum.
Is that
Of
including
24.
the extra d8 because it's undead?
Yes, it is. It's 2d8 at first level, becomes 3d8 because it's undead.
Got it.
And I have the new Great Weapon Master feature, so that means I'm able to add my proficiency bonus to this damage. So that's an additional +3. Let me double check if I'm remembering that correctly.
What if
Yes.
just one thing there?
And then with Hexblade's Curse, I believe I deal an additional
Yeah.
+3.
So
Okay,
12, 24, 6, so 42 plus
plus Charisma, which will be another +5.
plus 2d6 plus 3d8.
I believe that's everything that's going into this attack. Here we go. That's 61 damage.
61.
Boy. Nice job.
Oh, and because I have the great weapon fighting style, those 2 1s on the d6s both become 3s, so that's an additional 4 points of damage.
Become
so 65
3s?
total.
They don't become 2s?
Yeah. Yeah, no. If it's a 1 or a 2, they become 3.
Oh!
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
god.
it's technically, if you do the number crunching, it's a little bit less than just a straight reroll on a d6. However, it's still pretty good.
Yeah. Damn.
So
God.
instead of 61, it becomes 65 damage.
I am managing. Does anyone want to control the Matron of the Moon for this encounter?
Oh,
Oh boy.
if we're given that option, I don't like our chances. And without her, at least.
yeah.
Suggest someone who's not having computer problems. So.
You know what? Sure. I don't want Zaldin
Yeah.
to just have to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Zaldin also
is it
has
Is it okay?
Susil.
Ember goes next?
Well, I would say before someone gets control, Matron's gonna take her turn just to take on her dragon form. And that is her action.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
legendary.
and-
Yeah, Ember take turn.
Maybe. Okay. I just. Am I taking my turn?
Yes.
If you would like to.
Okay. Bonus action rage. I rolled the rage die ahead of time and it was another 7. So that means oh, that is very hard to see. I might pick a different color. But basically, everything in the circle is difficult terrain except for friendlies. So, and now, movement, and just, oh, yeah, Ember can get over there, no problem. So, he's just gonna go to this guy, and, I'm just gonna start swinging,
Alright.
because what is a barbarian for, if not for
he's fine.
swinging, and I get to add my D3s.
D3.
D3, 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 D3.
So does a 21 hit?
Yep. I'm just gonna say it outright. This creature has 7 AC.
Oh.
Oh
Okay.
jeez.
Alright, so let me get the damage. That's 12 slashing damage
Alright.
on the first attack. And second attack. Again with the D3. So that's I'm guessing a 29 hits.
Yep.
And so that damage will be 11 slashing damage.
All right.
So rage goes up, smack, and that's my turn.
Do
And so 20 feet of movement if I need it.
Eni or Mina or Susul have anything they want to do in the before?
Yes, actually. Mina would like to do something as a cleric. Let's try turn undead.
All right. That's a wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
It has advantage.
Ooh,
28.
magic resistant. Okay.
A 28? Okay, yeah, that definitely saves.
Jeez.
All right. It's gonna take a legendary action. Jared,
Yes.
it is going to touch you. 27?
I
Does
don't
that
like
hit?
that. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
boy.
Yeah. That's 11 over my AC.
14 necrotic damage.
All right.
Jeez.
That's it's a big chunk, but honestly, I expected more.
All right. Now coming to its turn, it is going to attempt life drain. Can I get a Constitution saving throw from Jared?
Jeez.
Well, 13. I assume that fails.
Yep. So 43.
Ha!
At least it's not a level drain.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have a great worm on your side.
Yeah. Yeah. It really shows that this enemy is not to be messed with. Whatever this
The-
thing is.
Eni and Mina are the only ones with potions.
Yeah.
So, just a reminder in case Jared goes down.
That will end the creature's turn.
All right. I think that just leaves Edie and Susul.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With that, then, Eni, using a bonus action, will use 3 of her sorcery points.
All right, Ember. You know, we go play a bit.
And she'll use her ability of Hound of Ill Omen.
I will create you a dog token.
Thank
Orf.
you.
Woof.
Bring me the Shadow Doggo.
I'm just imagining. I shouldn't have gone Borf because now I'm thinking Bond from Spy Family.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if Roll20 has some free dog tokens, so bear.
Okay.
I mean, Mordog.
No, that's fine. I'll
Yeah. What is a bear but more dog?
yeah. When I get a chance, I'll send you the token I made for Umbra.
All right.
For now, though, she is bear. But essentially, this large shadow dog jumps from Eni's shadow and comes right over to this thing and will do its own attack.
All right.
So with that, right, 12.
All right. So 11.
Oh wait, hold on. I forgot that since this has the stats of a direwolf, it does have pack tactics.
No. See if it crits.
Confirm crinkle.
Yep. I need to remember that. Nope. Okay.
Still worth a shot.
So 11 damage.
Legendary action after Amber's go. 23 to hit, or Umber is her name, right?
Yeah, Umbra.
Umbra.
Yeah, that'll hit.
For 10 necrotic.
Gotcha. Alright. Gonna let me... There we go. There's HP. Okay.
And Eni, I would say as that happens, you get a little bit of a, like, kind of a magical feedback loop you're feeling, specifically from the hat, as your magic collides with this thing.
That's not fun.
What's happening?
Not sure. Some sort of feedback loop. Expected. Umbra. Okay, we need to kill this thing now.
Alright. What is Susil
And-
doing?
Eni still has her main action.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bonus action. And with that, she is not happy right now.
Fine. You want to play that way? I'll shred you to pieces.
And just reaching from her shadow, she'll just throw a number of daggers at this thing as she casts Cloud of Daggers at 3rd level.
Again, you feel that same feedback loop. Dex saving throw, I think?
At disadvantage.
Ooh, disadvantage.
Yep, and that area effect is right here.
Zero! Zero!
She just begins shredding this thing apart with her. Just this just huge, just this tornado of shadow daggers.
Alright.
Nice, nice, nice.
Its final legendary action for the turn. Touch attack against Ember. 27?
Yep.
12 necrotic.
Oh no, that thing I'm resistant to is a Shatterkai.
Please,
So-
attack Ember more. Please, be a tank.
I agree. Like, what am I even tanking for? What do I have these hit points for?
Is Susil doing anything?
Yep. Gonna try and blast.
Alright. Mind
boop,
venom. Yep.
and oh, that should have a
He'd have to
space.
crit fail to miss it. This thing's AC is so
Nope.
freaking low.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to get the area effect on there for the Cloud of Daggers.
Alright. Yep.
Nice. Good damage. Good damage.
There we
So
go.
17, 16 for those 2 blasts, both of them being psychic damage.
Alright.
And seeing what this thing is doing, he's going to be smart and back away.
But why would you do that?
Oh gee, I wonder why.
I know I was gonna give you guys control of it, but I get to run the dragon. Is it okay if I run her?
Of course.
That's fine with me.
Heck yeah.
I have Umbra to worry about right now, so that'll be
Alright.
fine.
Yeah.
Moving up. Flying. Does she have to be within 5-foot range for her attacks? 10 foot? 15 foot? No, she doesn't. Alrighty then. First off, 2 claw attacks. Alright, so that's a total of 40. Not 14, 40. And then the bite. So just flies in, 2 claws come in, rake into this thing, tearing it apart. Together almost as much as Jared's massive hit does. And then the bite comes in. She can almost fit her entire jaws around this thing and just chomps down. So that is 21 plus 16. 37. Alright, that is her turn. It is going to, on its turn, use...
Well,
no,
first, hold on.
Well,
where are we in the
It
tempo?
starts in the cloud of daggers.
sorry, it's not its turn. It's using a legendary action.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Just
Sorry.
be careful.
Also, are we in the after right now?
We're in the
or-
before. We're in the before round reset.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold off on legendary action right now.
All right.
So who's going in before?
Okay. I'll go again. If we've
Yep.
Yeah, Mina's gonna
Uh,
go in the before as well.
okay. So I'm going to bonus action use my 30-foot shadow step above it so I can fall on it to try and add some fall damage to the attacks. Alright. So I'll just move my tokens and just a little closer, but not quite in the Cloud of Daggers or the Dragon Jaws. So, and also, I forgot to mention this. I am attacking recklessly, so any attacks against me should be at advantage. So,
All right.
I mean, I feel like
um,
the bonus are little. Go ahead.
you first.
I was just gonna make a quip about its attack bonus being large enough that it'll probably hit anyway.
Yeah. Well, which is accurate, but we have to see if it crits. So,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, 17.
Yep.
All right. That is 8 slashing damage. I'm not rolling great on the damage front. All right. Second attack. 26.
Yep.
Oh, and okay, and you rolled the fall damage, so
Yeah.
let me just roll this damage. Okay, it's better. 13 slashing damage, and then the 14 damage, of which I take 7. So.
Alright.
Because I am still falling. I am not immune to gravity.
Yeah. How? CR's bullshit. This is a CR 13 creature, and frankly, you could have taken it without the matron's help.
I mean, it did help that Jared started with a critical.
Yeah. Yeah,
With the
definitely.
crit might.
Sorry.
Mhm.
I'm
I've done
just.
absolutely nothing again.
I'm just commenting CR's freaking bullshit. This thing should have been a lot more difficult because, frankly, this encounter was meant to say great worms are no joke. And this thing just got stomped.
It was a good way to show off our level up.
Yeah. So Ember, how do you
You
take
guys
this thing
got to do
out?
cool stuff. I did nothing.
Oh, I did not mean to get the how do you want to do this. Yeah, I think he just, like, shadow steps up and just axe swings, and I, kind of just do, like, some, like, Mortal Kombat move and, like, take its head off.
Yeah. You do? Chop its head off as you're falling down. The head collapses and starts to dissolve into shadow. And then the matron, with its body still in her mouth, just, like, blasts her light breath and just annihilates the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
Da 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 da.
So, anyway, we were getting to your territory?
Yes. I'm sorry. It's just that was
Steps
very.
himself off. He's gonna go over to Jared and be like, "You alright there?"
I'll survive. I always do.
Here, take this. Mina will reach into her bag and pull out the potion that she has and hand it to him.
He takes it, nods appreciatively.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make sure we stock up on those as much as we can.
Can Mina do a religion check or something to see if she knows what type of creature that was, other than just undead?
Yeah. Let me be right back real quick. I just gotta check on
Okay.
some things.
All right. The standard healing potion is how much healing again? 2d4 plus 2?
Yeah.
That'd be highest and lowest. The duality of fate. So 7 healing from
Exactly
that.
in the middle.
Oh, I am exactly 30 hit points. Nice. Out of my maximum of 80. Oh, that was fun.
Uh-huh. But you still did more damage to it than it did to you, right?
It did about 57, and I did 65 in one hit.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did okay. I'm trying to so 8, 13, 21. 21 plus 14, so it's 35. And I think okay, that's actually more damage than I did total in all of my attacks because I just mental mathed it and I did 58 damage with with my 4 attacks and the fall damage.
Oh.
So yeah, Jared's crits are no joke.
Yeah, I'll say with you, with all ones becoming threes. Are you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It is specifically with two-handed and heavy weapons. It is very
Okay.
specific.
Oh, was it one of the new
No,
feats?
no. Yeah, no, I misspoke. It is with the great weapon fighting style. Let me see if I can.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it used to be if you roll a 1 or a 2, you re-roll it. Now it's just they become 3.
Wowie zowie.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it and link it. There we go. So yeah, whenever it's a melee weapon, hold it with 2 hands. Any 1 or 2 becomes a 3.
Oh my god,
Must
that
have
is,
two-handed or versatile.
in all honesty, that is much nicer than
Yeah.
re-rolling damage, and so many of the times it just ends up as a 1 or 2 again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's very fun. I love it.
I am back. Checking on things was code for acquiring pizza.
Ah.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gonna roll that religion check.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
18.
18. This was definitely some sort of undead creature. Likely a kind of more spiritual one. Like a very powerful ghost, kind of.
Wonder why it was so resistant to my abilities to deal with undead.
Ini, now with it gone, the magical feedback feeling has dissipated.
She shakes her head.
Oh, whatever it was. Good riddance. Ugh. It's really messing with my magics.
Also, now that everything has calmed down, I think Ginger's gonna come out and go over and sniff the shadow doggo.
At least you were able to contribute.
Yeah.
It may have simply just been extremely powerful, maybe. If I hadn't gotten that one lucky strike, who knows how much that would have done to us.
Probably a lot, given what it did with the strikes that did land.
Yeah.
Yeah. You two okay?
She kind of tired looks over at Jared and Ember.
I've been through
Yeah.
worse.
Perhaps we should go as quickly as we can in case another one follows. I don't think
Yeah.
they showed up by accident.
I agree with
Please.
that.
Yes, that would
This
be a
just
good
proves
idea.
This just proves my point. The desert is terrible. Good riddance.
Had nothing to do with the desert, I'm certain.
Good
I
riddance.
would
She
confer.
says,
I would concur.
coming over.
I've lived in the desert most of my life, and I've never seen anything like that. This is Susil, by the way. Very well, I will get ready to cast the spell. Could someone grab a hold of my parasol, please? I don't want to leave it behind.
Ember grabs the parasol.
Oh, and the disc.
And the
I
disc.
got that.
Very well. And she will cast it. It's a... What does everyone expect teleportation to feel like?
Being in one place and then being somewhere else.
Yeah, Jared doesn't have any particular thoughts of what it should feel like, because it's... How can you have an idea of what something will be like if you've never experienced anything like it before?
I
It
think
is-
Ember, you first.
I would say Eni would expect it to feel almost like being kind of her whole body just shifted, almost like you're kind of like that feeling after your run on a treadmill, where all of a sudden your body feels like it should still be in movement but it isn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
or like
good.
on an
Well, that's
elevator.
good.
Legs.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, Ember, like, this is the moment where he realizes, because he's never experienced, like, teleportation. He's only experienced, accidentally opening a portal to the in-between. And is kind of worried it's going to be a similar feeling. So I think he's going to grab everything. I think he's going to pick up Ginger, and he's kind of just going to go over to Mina and just kind of squeeze her hand. Just...
Mina will
Just
nod
kind of
and
like, this is probably
hold
going to be
Ember's
that
hand without issue.
moment. Alright.
You all end up in an exquisite marble palace. The walls, the pillars are all immaculate. The sun shines through the domed roof, and you can feel the brisk mountain air. I will take some time to gather your rewards. Which type of reward would you like? I can provide items, I can provide vouchers for services.
As I mentioned before, I am looking to empower my weapon because, well, need to gain strength because I oppose the Golden Tyrant and everything he stands for.
Oh, that bastard. Well, very well.
I think
If you would
when...
hand the weapon to me.
Mina will gingerly hand it over.
She places her hand on it. There is an immediate surge of power, and then she steps back, kind of wobbly on her feet a bit.
Mina will immediately step forward and offer a hand to steady.
Thank you, dear. That takes a lot out of you, certainly. Shuddering.
But yeah, and I think Ember's kind of going. Oh, by the way, here's your drawing,
Oh, thank you very
and
much.
hands her the gift he made.
Thank you very much. I'll give you an extra 10 an extra 5 platinum.
Thank you for that, for empowering my weapon. I know how much that can take from you, and it means everything to me to be able to get stronger to be able to deal with this
Of course.
with the tyrant.
The benefits your weapon will now get as stirring. It is now +1, does an extra d6 damage. The crit damage and the d6 are both radiant for now. Let me go to my vault and I will. I'm sorry. The rest of you, is there any specific style of reward you would like?
Items could definitely help. And he picks up the Luxon on his belt, and I found this, and it's definitely been helpful. So
That would certainly be appreciated.
I will see what I can part with. Give me just a moment.
Right there. As for myself, either an improved weapon, gesturing to his greatsword, or some better defense. This doesn't seem to be cutting it quite as well anymore.
Unfortunately, I already know that I would not have either of those available.
Then
Would you all settle for straight payment, and I'm sure someone within my lands will be able to provide you with a item, especially if you use my name. We have many great craftspeople here.
then I would be greatly appreciative of such a generous offer.
Gives a slight bow and heads further into the structure. It will take a little bit. How is everyone feeling in this place?
Feeling fine.
Eni is glad to be out of hot weather.
Yeah, you went from desert hot to top of mountain brisk.
Yeah, despite her clothing not being suited for this kind of weather either, she is feels. You can see that she is much more happy in this kind of weather.
Much easier to put on more layers than take off, because there's only so much you can take off before it doesn't help anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At that
Yeah.
point, it's a detriment.
Yeah. Jared feels and looks a little bit on edge. Like, everything is too clean. Like, it makes sense because we're in a palace, but, like, everything just looks too clean, and he's expecting something to go wrong, almost.
It's too nice here. Why is it so nice here?
Exactly.
Exactly! Exactly!
Hey, you can relax, Jared. It, Ember
He
knows
he gives
how
a
he gets you.
non-committal grunt in response. Yeah, Jared gives a non-committal grunt in response, as like he acknowledges what you said, but eh, he he doesn't let himself relax.
All right, I think he's gonna note that, and Ember's just gonna see it's like, okay, his tense, and was like, okay, he's had a rough day, so isn't gonna try and say anything else. We'll just kind of give him space.
After some time, you start to hear the matron's voice, specifically talking to a younger man, and the sound of a few footsteps. It's fine. They helped me recover the item. Mother, I understand that, but you still need to be careful. I'm a damn great worm. Frankly, and at this point they've entered the room, no offense to you all, but there is nothing they could do that could touch me.
Mina will nod. That is a statement of fact.
He's right.
She just gestures to the younger elven man, like, see?
Ember also nods.
In either case, let me take it from here, Mother. Alright. The little detour is at its end anyway. I must get back to my business. Once again, thank you all for your help. She takes a slight bow and then heads off. Thank you all for your help, your payment, and he will hold out a coin purse.
Alright, Eni will take that and begin looking through and starting to divide everything.
There is about 300 gold worth of platinum there.
Oh boy.
My mother said to my mother would like you to know that about 100 of it was taken by the favor she gave. Kind of unsure where to gesture, but otherwise, that is all. She also said that she would, some of you at least, would possibly want to talk to my older sister.
Yes, that was me.
And to describe this younger man a bit more, he looks like he's kind of the elven equivalent of mid-30s, early to mid-30s, with very obvious signs of scales on his face. At this point, you're not sure if he is half dragon, half elf, or full dragon and is just taking this form.
Yes.
Eni, don't split that out with me in mind. I received what I required, or what I was looking for.
All right. Well, that may, unless Susa would like some.
I am fine. I do not require gold.
Are you sure?
Very sure.
All right. That makes it easy then.
As she'll then go back through and dividing up Mina's share and providing 10 platinum each.
My eldest sister, the Sky Reborn, is, as the eldest of us, is usually the regent when Mother is away. I can take you to her, unless you all would prefer to see the sights before doing so.
I
I'd rather get. Continue.
Basically Ember was going to say you wouldn't mind having a breather since they did just get into a fight before.
That is true. It'd be nice to get our bearings as well.
Very well. The city does have many sights to see. Statuaries, sculpture work, architecture, and there are some hot springs I do recommend.
Those do sound nice.
Mm-hmm.
I will leave you to it. If you wish to, when you are done, come and see me.
Understood.
And where would we do that?
Here, of course.
All right then.
Gives a nod and a slight bow, and then heads back into the palace. Into the depths of the palace. Sorry, this is a bit more slapdash. I
That's fun.
did not look at BizBands enough to see that Silver Dragons, which, while I'm using Dragonfall Dragons, the matron was based off Silver Dragons, have teleport. So I realized that middle of the session, I am frazzled by my own
It's
choice.
fine.
It's all good. It's all good.
It'd probably been best to get out of the Gilded Waves territory, essentially.
Oh yeah.
It's far enough away.
The thing is, she would have stuck
Yeah,
with
I think
you.
that one of us might have gotten on bad terms with them.
Yeah, she would have stuck with you until you were fully out, and then went off and flew on her own. But like, yeah. I have never experienced these hot springs. What are they like?
Naturally warm water.
Why would you want something
Actually-
like that?
Well,
It's
when you're in a cold environment like this, it's a nice way to wash away your pains and worries.
That does
Uh,
make sense.
And,
additionally, you could also relax muscles.
I would be willing to try it then. Very well, let us find these hot springs.
Sounds as good a plan
I
as any.
am very much down for that.
Came here.
Yes.
Right. Hot spring party!
Hot springs, hot springs,
Hot springs, hot springs.
Hey, it's our beach episode.
After you left the
Each
beach.
episode we make it
Exactly.
indoors.
Why would we do anything that makes sense?
there are two brands of beach episodes. I personally prefer the hot spring episodes.
Hmm. So yeah, you all step out, and the rest of the city, while not as extravagant as the palace, it is still a work of art. Like, this is picturesque. The architecture is incredible. A lot of it is made of, if not marble, some equally fancy looking stonework. As you walk by, there's so much expressiveness. There's so much color in banners everywhere, and It is very lively. What is everyone's thoughts going through the city?
It's
A prosperous land for the type of leader that Mina likes.
Mhm.
for Jared, it's very much not what he's used to. It is, as mentioned earlier, it's just too clean, too perfect. It's almost like he's expecting some, with either something to suddenly go wrong or for something to be secretly not as pleasant as the facade would like people to believe. He's
The
just
other shoe's gotta drop at some point.
exactly.
Edie, for the most part, is just enjoying the sights and just how. And while she did enjoy the Gilded Waves area, it's like this is she's also enjoying this one as is like someone who definitely seems as if they've been a little bit more on the poor side, just going up and enjoying the sights of much more probably like rich and nice areas.
Yeah, it's you've gone from Tortuga to like Athens at its height.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she's just kind of enjoying the sights and going around appreciating just kind of the statuaries.
Yeah, and Ember's
You go ahead.
okay. Yeah, and Ember is also very much enjoying the sights and very much like, is enjoying the mountain environment, since this is, the type of environment where he had is it where he was doing his recovery. Also, just curious, how far away is the place he stayed, or is that something we need to figure out where it is?
I think we still need to iron it out, but I think it's like
Okay.
probably about here.
Okay, I am too zoomed in on the map to see where you're pinging. Could you
Yeah.
do that again?
Probably about like here, I would say.
Okay. Okay, so closer, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but yeah, so I think he's very much taking the sights. Also, something he does, and this is a habit he developed at the tavern, is like, if after a certain amount of time, he is just gonna start people watching.
Yeah.
And just looking at how people like interact with each other and just observing.
Yeah, it is a very, like, people are getting along here. There's a lot of, like, friendliness here. And I would say,
Mhm.
Eni and Ember, you both, because you're specifically looking out for things, you notice that there's one shop which has a pretty large canvas. Like, it is open for the public to view this painter painting it. And at current, you can see central to it the matron in her elven form. To one side is a more plus-size younger elf woman. There's the younger elf man that you met before. To the matron's left, there's a Drakenblood individual who looks to be somewhat related to volcanic dragons. But volcanic dragons, but also there's a lot of light dragon about him. But you can see, at least between the two younger elves, definitely a resemblance to the matron, but not necessarily as much of a resemblance to each other as if they only share one parent.
Okay.
And there are, does look like there are other figures to be painted in, but not at current.
Mhm. Okay. I think we'll kind of note that and then continue looking for the hot spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Asking around, you're able to find it easy enough.
Mhm.
Is there any scenes you all want to have involving the hot spring?
Just relaxing.
It's not necessarily a scene, but the hot spring would be the first time where anyone would see the scar that Ember has. So it's kind of I don't know how many people are familiar with like lightning scars, but
Mina
it's
would
basically
be.
you can tell like where the center
Ooh.
is, and then it kind of just
Yep.
branches out from there, kind of like because it's centered like basically above his heart and kind of like extends to his shoulder, kind of like down his arms some, and also up his neck a bit, and you can see that like it is like covered like by his clothing, but it is pretty intense. And also, so the fun thing about that I did when researching those kinds of lightning scars is that they go away. They're supposed to go away after a certain amount of time, but this hasn't. Like, something about it looks like it's very just set in, and it is definitely like pretty gnarly looking. So yeah.
And something along similar lines. Something that would be noticed about Jared is that he also has a lot of scarring that seem older and more faded than anything that would have occurred from recent combat. As for what kinds of scars, some of them seem to be magical in nature, some of them more physical, from weapons, some from burning. Most of them seem to be along the his arms and chest, as though received in a fight, and his back is actually relatively unblemished. There is what appears to be a single knife wound, and that's it.
Well, he certainly never retreated.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think Ember's gonna see the knife wound, just say, guessing someone wasn't fighting fair.
No such thing as a fair fight.
There's only the fights you win, the fights you lose.
Gotta be
Yep.
be prepared for anything.
You know what I mean.
I would also mention that Edie still has her hat on, which is very unusual.
Roll
I
a
wouldn't
luck
expect
check.
anything less.
Roll a d20.
Gotcha. Funny.
The hat.
oh.
You are doing such a good job of keeping the hat dry.
Like every other part of Edie is wet except the hat.
Yeah, you've like dunked your head under to just get the full effect, but you were able to masterfully like right under the hat is where you were, where you stopped.
Perfect. Perfect.
You seem to have a lot of practice maneuvering around your hat.
She nods. She nods. Yep. Rather not be stinky, so I've had to learn.
Wait, so you never take it off?
Prefer not to, so I want to enjoy this. I want to keep my hat on.
That is
Can I
fair.
insight check that? Just, you know.
Yeah, that.
Okay,
I mean,
let me just roll.
It is persuasion or deception, your choice. Don't tell us.
Gotcha.
big ol' 23.
Yeah, nope.
Oh wait, do I still get to add the D3? I think it's been more than 10 minutes. So
Oh,
no.
definitely.
It definitely has been more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Darn.
Edie just
I could have
smiles.
gotten it to an 18, maybe.
A lady's got to keep her secrets.
Well, what's the
Okay.
result?
What did Edie roll?
25.
Oh!
Beat us all.
I mean, it's not like Nino
Dang.
would have said anything.
Okay, and with that, Ember just shrugs it off. I would have done magic awareness with the hat if I succeeded the insight check, but
Edie
And-
just
but
winks
you rolled
towards
the
the camera.
25, and I'm not going to override that.
Oh, shoot, I forgot to describe. So, Susul, as you were walking about town, like, he was getting, like, he was kind of collapsing in on himself and shivering really cold. Here, he is loving it in the hot springs, just fully relaxed, living it up.
Perfect. And
But did
this is
the snake join him? Oh yeah, because I'm guessing Ginger is not in the.
No,
In the hot
Ginger
spring.
is not, neither are the snakes.
Mhm. Yeah. Sorry, girl. I'll give you a nice bath later.
Aw.
If she's a dog that likes baths.
Yeah.
Looks over at Susul.
Which
Enjoying
dog
yourself?
is like bath fuel? 'Cause I don't know this.
I feel like she would hate baths.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that Ginger would be one of the things that makes Ember really miss prestidigitation, where you can just clean stuff off.
Yeah, Edie just looks over at Susu, who is just thriving in this bath right now.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying yourself?
Very much so. I now see the appeal of hot water.
Mm-hmm.
When everything else is so cold, it is very, very appealing.
You appreciate the heat even more.
Indeed.
Speaking of the heat, Eni, after you get used to the cold, are you ever going to want to go back to the desert?
No, never. Let's hope we're lucky and we never have to go back there.
Yeah, desert's not my favorite either. Especially Not a lot grows there.
So, barren and bland. No offense, Susil, but there's nothing out there.
You are very
And
much
it's so...
correct. Although I do appreciate its warmth.
Yeah, that gives it something. I've seen more barren and bland places.
As someone who grew up in the desert, I do not know how that is possible.
An area
Well, it
designated
has
by
the heat to
magic
make it
where nothing
interesting,
can grow.
so
I now see how that is possible. Took me a few sessions, but I'm loving where I've gotten to Suso's characterization. Just everything is so matter of fact.
Basically, Mina but evil.
Yeah.
Well, after this, we should probably get you some cold weather gear, as well as a few other folks.
Oh, that would be very much appreciated.
Wouldn't mind some boots.
She kind of looks over at her sandals.
Ugh. As much as the cold doesn't bother me, it's gonna be hard traveling in those.
Yeah, it would probably be best to find some type of gear if we were to venture out into the mountains or anywhere else, quite frankly.
So is this our hot tub episode and our shopping episode?
I think that there's actually a good place to call it, so I can prep
Yeah.
this place better.
I think so. Just a kind of nice
Cool.
cool down from all the stress that's occurred from the
Yeah.
past few episodes.
Thank
It's
you,
just been-
everyone. Thank you, audience, and thank you, players. Great session. CR's bullshit.
Thank you.
It is.
Clearly is.
Should have just given us a CR20 if you wanted to make your point.
You guys would
I
get
think
wrecked.
that
I think
bit
Jared would be dead.
Yeah.
True.
Like, even as big and beefy as he is,
Wrecked.
that you're starting to get into like dragon territory.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dragon
What? There are
territory.
dragons in this dragon
Yeah.
campaign?
The funny thing is, it's not just dragon that I was pointing out. It's also territory, because it's the dragon territories.